Thank you very much. Honourable members, Madam from the External Action Service, you sharpened and reinforced some of the points I made, and therefore I try to summarise also my answer to your questions by saying that what lies ahead of us is clearly defined by the old saying, success of the cooking lies in the eating. The clearer the function of this future treaty arrangement, the more evident and convincing will be any form that will be eventually discovered. I must confess I'm most sceptical and helpless almost as far as North Africa is concerned, because the issue North Africa is not just geographic. It is about the lack of coherent regional integration there. It is about the ongoing enormous tensions in many of these countries. It is about the unresolved peace perspective for Syria. And as long as all of this is on the agenda, I think the best way forward is to go along the line Mr. Duns has just outlined, but this is not going to become a very, let's say, popular element which connects with societies on either side of the Mediterranean. As far as the other issues is concerned, just let me reinforce what Mr. Goergens has alluded to, private investment. I think key to the success and also the public perception of a future treaty will be its ability to enhance life chances, both in the global south as well as in Europe, or through improvement and progress in the global south, also in the eyes of Europeans. So jobs, infrastructure, investment, perspectives to enhance life chances are a key. And I think part of the function of the ACP format in the future will also be to cope with, in a very undiplomatic way, to cope with ongoing contradictions of unfinished globalization. Let me just mention one without going into details. We will see more migration, the more we will see progress, economic progress in the global south. And so this is just one of the contradictions we have to discuss in this format. And this brings me to the second point, civil society. This is not just about culture, it is about political culture. It is about a new way of bringing countries and societies together at a time when, academically speaking, I always say we are experiencing the decolonization of post-colonialism. And that gives new room for political formats, but also not just for civil society in the sense of advocacy groups and traditional stakeholders in this global north, global south field, but also for anybody else, professional group of all sorts, who are usually not connected to each other along the North-South agenda, ought to be brought into this frame molded by the ACP treaty. I think that would give substantial value added to both sides. It would contribute, and that's my third point, also picking up on what we have heard from the External Action Service, it would add to global relevance of this treaty. The treaty is really, a future treaty can be a tool to preserve at best, or at least and at best to advance multilateralism in a time when multilateral cooperation in this world is so much under pressure. In that sense, I think it can be a tool to advance the problems we are all facing with what I call unfinished globalization. And I think that is really ahead of us. And again, to repeat, function, form follows function. The more convincing the function of this new treaty, the more easy it will be to sell any kind of form which the Commission or anybody else is now working on in the months ahead. Thank you very much.